2 games against Rangers this season, 2 2-1 defeats, and probably on another day on both occasions, you're walking away from here with 3 points.
I like you. You need to go to every press conference. That's the wrong question. Yes, I agree with you. There's another question.
Should you have had a penalty?
Yes. That's where I want to go with it. Have you guys seen this back? Is the room with me or no? Like, I can't believe that's not a penalty. I can't believe we don't, well, it's part of me, I can believe we don't get it, but it's a stonewall penalty with VAR, and I can't keep going on like this. I don't understand why it's not a penalty, and I'm not just the only manager. This will happen to Danny, no doubt, at some point. It happens to every there's some manager every week sitting moaning about VAR and blatant decisions. Then you get an apology. Apology's not going to help me on Monday morning. Apology's not going to help my group. Apology's not going to give me a point to try and get us out of the table. Apology's not going to give 3 points. I don't think they understand what's actually at stake and how much this means to managers and clubs. It's just flipping. Oh, we got it wrong, sorry. Move on to next week. There's another 3 decisions that are wrong. I don't think we can keep going down this road. Something needs to change, and it needs to change very, very quickly.
Has the referee apologised to you already, David?
No.
Have you had any discussions with him at all?
Yes.
And what did they say?
Get away from me, you're getting a red card.
What explanation were you given, if any?
None. I've not had anything. I thought there was 2 or 3 moments in the game. I'm not going to start going on because I don't like talking about other clubs' players. Thought it was a couple of moments in the game that kind of went against us, but the big one that's a game-changing moment definitely is the penalty that we don't get to. Yeah, we've still got to execute it at that point, but potentially take the game to 2-1, which makes the game all that more difficult for Rangers. The fans probably get on their backs as well, and it probably gives my players a little bit more belief that we can get something from the game. And then my goalie gets booked for wasting time. Take that one in the chin. Rangers go 2-1 up and Butland's taking forever to do anything, but it doesn't go the other way. I don't know. I get the yellow card for Jerome, take it all day long, but that's got to be the same both teams. And I just felt, I don't think that was the case today, and that's a disappointing aspect.
With the penalty, David, the BBC reported that the SFA had told them it was down to close proximity and Fernandez's hand being in a natural position. Having watched it back, do you think either of those 2 arguments hold water?
I think there's a part of his arm that's close, but I think he makes a motion towards the ball. I think the ball is potentially, if he doesn't hit the ball with his arm, it's going in also. So, nah, I'm not agreeing with that natural position. I think it's more like that than like that. Now, for it to be in a natural position, it probably hits your elbow up, something along the lines, or it's close into you. I think you can actually see a bit of emotion towards it also.
Were you surprised at how quickly it seemed to get bypassed? There didn't seem to be a lengthy chase at all.
Honestly, no. The referee's not even had the benefit to go and look at the monitor. So no, I'm genuinely no surprised, and that's no good, eh? That's no good for me to be sitting here saying I'm no surprised. That's wrong. But it's generally how I feel. I'm not sitting here trying to smudge over a performance or give the boys an out. I'm no surprised that it wasn't. I think it feels like there's like the wee club syndrome at times, and I don't want to be feeling like that, but I do feel like that. And that's wrong. Whether that's me that's wrong or decisions going against us that are wrong, I don't know, but that's how I feel, and I can only tell you guys how I feel.
VAR's here to stay there.
Pardon?
VAR's here to stay there. It appeared they were so quick to the solution.
Don't know. I genuinely don't know. I think we should be in a much better place than where we are. It seems to be I can remember it was one period when it first came in, it just seemed like each team was getting 3 penalties a game. So I think we should be beyond that by now. There's always going to be grey areas, but when I look at it, I think it probably was Russell that came out in the wrong one with Shankland. Remember the goal here? So it's not just me sitting here moaning, it's every manager. Would I feel a wee bit better? if the referee had the opportunity, probably going to look at the monitor himself, probably. But I've also been in their shoes when the referee's been told to go and look at the monitor because they think he's made a clear and obvious, and he still gave the penalty against us. I don't know. I'd probably be sitting moaning about something else, to be fair, but it just feels a wee bit unjust. It feels a wee bit unjust. I think we're sitting here talking, I should be talking about my player's performance. Big point at Ibrox, or potentially a big 3 points at Ibrox. Players were brilliant, defended really well, dropped into that low block, but that was Rangers' possession. But they defended the wide areas great, they defended their box great. But by the way, we still had an offensive threat within the game. Two teams had 2 shots on target each. We've got to defend the second goal better. We don't do that well enough, the non-ball side element of it. The first one, we'll take it in the chin. Fernandez, I don't know what height he is, but he's big. And it's difficult to defend against that. And the ball in, the delivery in's fantastic. It's really flat, but it's at the perfect height, so it's the advantage of him. So we take that one in the chin. We then go and score a really, really good goal ourselves. We worked on it in training, believe it or not. Just sliding the balls down the sides because we knew they would overcommit into our defensive third and it would leave them a 2v1 at the top end, which we tried to turn into a 1v1. And then we have a big moment, 20 minutes, 21 minutes, something along the lines with the penalty decision. And then we have a big chance for Celtic to go 2-1 up in the game. We take Yenge on 70 minutes, he's a 1v1 with Butland. We don't execute that properly, then obviously we lose a goal, I think something like 78 minutes, 80 minutes or something like that, and it becomes a wee bit difficult. Robbie Muirhead he probably does a lot better with his opportunity than most players could, but it just goes over the bar. But I thought he'd done incredibly well to get it to where it was. Had a couple of wee moments, Andrew Shinnie had a couple of wee moments in the box, but there wasn't a lot in the game at that point. But we had 3 forced substitutions again, which isn't ideal. That's a disappointing part because you're coming into the game with a game plan and how you think the game's going to go and how you're going to change when they change. We kind of really never had that opportunity within the big game because I'd used 3 substitutions through forced substitutions. We Macaulay Tate, Chris Montano, then Mo Salah came off with concussion. That's one I would like to see back, the Mo Salah challenge, because I think Mo gets his head in it, but he was clean out in the park. But again, these things happen. It might be a coming together, that one, but I can take that one. Cheers.